The Lands and Natural Resources Minister Samuel Abu Jinapor at the same event also said that it is premature to prosecute the owner of Akonta Mining, Bernard Nchiboisiakun, whose company was undertaking mining operations in the Tano Nirim Forest Reserve without permit from the ministry. Structures and equipment belonging to the company was destroyed after the Office of the Special Prosecutor began investigations into its operations. Speaking at a press briefing, Samuel Abu Jinapor revealed some further investigations will have to be done before prosecuting the mining firm.
Thankfully and happily, the report I've received is that the Forestry Commission is been able to clear the forest reserve of any activities. In fact, yesterday, my deputy minister flew over the forest reserve with a helicopter to make sure that there are no activities in the forest reserve. And the forest reserve is now safeguarded so that people cannot go in anymore. And so is it for other forest reserves. In fact, tomorrow, my deputy minister Benito is meeting all the regional managers and district managers of Forestry Commission in Kumasi to map out a strategy to ensure that all forest reserves in Ghana continue to be protected. So that is that. We have to wait for the report of the Forestry Commission. So is it that the Special Prosecutor is also looking into other aspects of this matter. So at this stage, I think it will be premature to begin to talk about prosecution. We need to wait and get the facts, because don't forget that this company also has a completely different view of this matter. They have a whole, they've written to me, and they've written to me with all kinds of documents and all kinds of claims in their petition to me. So I like to do things in accordance with due process and do so methodically, and therefore I will crave your indulgence and do crave the indulgence of all interested parties that it is important that we await the report of the Forestry Commission, and to some extent, the report of the Special Prosecutor. The totality of those is what will inform the next course of action. I appreciate the sensation that is brought, because the man involved is the regional chairman of MPP and all of that. It in itself is sensational, so I understand. But that will not mean that we should jettison the age-old principle of due process.
Let's now speak with a former Land and Natural Resources Minister, Alhaji Inusa Hussaini, on this. Good afternoon, good evening to you, Alhaji. You have seen this video. Tell us, what crossed your mind when you saw the video?
Thank you so very much for having me. What crossed my mind was why the minister was at pains to explain away the issues surrounding Akonta Mining. I mean, he's given the ministerial responsibility to sanitize the mining sector, ensure that those who are flouting the laws are dealt with in accordance with law, ensure that anybody who wants to mine follows due process, obtains a permit to mine, and anybody who is operating without a permit, signed by the minister, or a person appointed by him to sign the permit, that person will be committing an illegality and so must be dealt with. So why he was now explaining to us that we need to wait for due process. What due process is he talking about? What due process is that? The Forestry Commission, which is a commission under the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. The minister says he's going to wait for his agency, for want of better word, or the commission under his ministry to produce a report before he can take action. He simply, I mean, he's running, you see, they're running in circles, and so they come back to the same point. What are we doing to enforce the laws? We have the Minerals and Mining Act, Act 703. Act 703 has detailed procedure for dealing with recalcitrant persons who flout our laws in the mining sector. The Criminal Act or Criminal Other Offences Act talks about abatement of crime, which is anybody who abets, assists, aid, facilitates the commission of crime, also commits a crime. It might be an inchoate offense, but it's also a crime. The punishment is the same as committing the crime. And you have to read the Minerals and Mining Act together with the Criminal and Other Offences Act. So if you know that there are enablers of illegal small-scale mining, you are well within your remit if you pursue the enablers as well as those who are on the ground digging up the
Right.
land.
Alhaji, you are saying that they are running in circles. Does the Akufo-Addo-led administration lack the political will to prosecute its officials fingered in Galamsey activities?
I don't think that it's just political will. Some of the agents of Nana Akufo-Addo's governments are complicit in this whole exercise, and so they lack the moral authority to enforce the laws against those who are not or who are lower down the ladder. And that is the thing. It's not about, where if your mother is declared a witch, what you need to do is to deal with your mother to be able to get the moral authority and legitimacy to deal with other witches, not so. So if I will see and Professor from Pom Barton are head on tape conspiring to give mining sites to people, or have given mining sites to people at the time that there was a total ban on small-scale mining, and the government fails, refuses, or neglects to deal with that issue, then clearly the government emboldens all others who are lower the ladder to engage in small-scale mining with impunity, and that is what happened. And I'm fortified in this belief because, you see, within 2017 and 2018, when there was a total ban on small-scale mining, Ghana exported close to 2 million ounces of gold, valued at $10 billion to 3 countries, UAE, India, and Switzerland. There was a total ban on small-scale mining. So which people produced the gold? Where did they produce the gold? How did they produce the gold? Who provided them with cover? Did we know that they were producing gold? I mean, and so there are many questions more than answers in this particular matter. But I just hope that Nana Akufo-Addo will cut the talk. The talk is cheap.
Right.
Cut the talk and act. You see, because when he was being sworn into office, he swore on the Bible to uphold and enforce the Constitution and the laws of Ghana. Act 713 is part of the laws of Ghana. And we are now faced with the ravages of illegal small-scale mining. It's destroying our environment.
Right.
So just act on the law.
I know there's a lot's been going on in your mind when it comes to the fight against illegal mining. Do you think we can win this fight?
We can, but we must show more dedication to the fight. We must be focused on what we are doing. We must be impartial in the application of the law. We must call a spade, and then deal with the people. You see, it's an illegality, and like all illegalities, you need to deal with one person decisively to send a signal to others who feel that they cannot be touched, to feel that, well, if A has been touched, then I'm not immune. But if you are talking about Akonta and Wontumi in a manner that seems to suggest that you are hesitant in proceeding against him, others who are equally circumstanced or who are higher than him will think that if you can't deal with Akonta mining, you cannot deal with them. And so they will act with impunity.
Right. Alhaji, thank you very much indeed. Former Lands and Natural Resources Minister Alhaji Yusuf Hussaini there. Thank you. We very much appreciate your time.